Hey everybody. So for a while I've been talking about figuring out how to fit Joy-Cons into Razer devices since we have these new Ghoulie Kit, I think I'm saying that right, Hall Effect sticks. These are just Joy-Cons. And I've got these regular analog Joy-Cons to play around with because these cables that are flexible are sensitive and delicate, and they snap if you're not careful. So I do all my prototyping with these, but they're the same size. They're the same size as these. So if I can make it work with this, then these are just drop-ins. Anyways, so what I've got here are some Tartarus V2 side module plates. Here are the backs off screen. And a D-pad PCB with the switches, the micro switches desoldered. Normally this has four micro switches there. And then I've got some custom plastic that I've been working on. So first let's kind of talk through the differences here. So this is an unmodified plate. This is a modified plate. I was hoping to do this without having to cut anything, but that's just not the case. We have to, primarily because these hats that come on these Joy-Cons are just far too large for these D-pad post openings. So anyways, so the cutting's pretty easy. It just you widen this opening here, so you know this circle just gets bigger, big enough to fit the hat, and that's what this is for. This is just a template that I made, so I can just set it down and draw a circle around it with a pencil, and then I can cut around that circle. So there's one piece, and then the other thing you're doing is this post and this post get cut and taken out. These are posts that hold down the this PCB. We leave this one, and we leave these two tabs. The idea being that the Joy-Con with the riser that I've made fit in this space and get pinched by this PCB once it's screwed back down. So I can demonstrate that a little bit. So the idea is that this goes in, and you know, let's pretend like I have two hands or three hands here, and I can hold the camera and do this correctly. But you know, this will be in. So this is about that tall, and the point of this riser is it gives enough material so that when you put the PCB in, wow, the camera and its autofocus is special. You put this PCB in, I can do it, I believe. I may have to take a picture. Anyways, you put this PCB in. I don't have it perfectly, but this should give you an idea. Yeah, it's just off by a little bit. You can still screw this PCB down, and it pinches. It pinches this. This is not correct. It'll pinch this. So you still need some hot glue to keep the orientation correct. So I'd put a dot like right there and on the other side. And that just keeps this stick from rotating. But once you have it kind of glued down, you can install the PCB and it'll pinch it, and it's not going anywhere. And then from there, there are these little FPC flexible ribbon cable breakout boards. I'm still working on these. But they make even smaller ones. And there's enough slack and internal space inside of here, inside of these, for the ribbon cable and its breakout board to be, and then you can just wire it normally. So that's this. That's the first bit of this. So the new custom plastic is the cutting template for the stick hat and the riser piece. This riser plastic. And once I progress this some more, I'll do another video showing what comes next, which will be having this side module completely assembled and buttoned up and wired, and then the wire routing inside the main Tartarus body with the USB hub and all that. That's a whole other thing. But this is the start of this Razer Joycon analog mod, which, for those of you who've been following this project for as many years as I've been doing it, this is much more compact than previous mods with full-size sticks where you have this cup and bare wires coming out of the bottom of the cup, and you have to do a lot more cutting, and there's barely enough space inside the side module, and that's just none of that's going to be true anymore. And we get to use Hall effect sticks, which is nice. And the other benefit is that Joy-Cons are just much lower profile, so it matches the ergonomics of the original factory D-pad much closer. With the analog mod that I used to do, or that I've been doing with full-size controller sticks, there's issues with ergonomics because they're just so much taller. They come off the D-pad quite a bit. These don't. This is about the same height as the regular D-pad, so it should feel much better. The throws are shorter. Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to show this first part where this is at, document this progress. I've got at least 2 or 3 people waiting on these videos. So that's step 1, I guess. I'll show off progress with this in step 2 with wire routing in the main body and the hub and such shortly, maybe in a couple days. All right, I'll stop rambling. Sorry for the video quality. I literally just gotten this kind of ready to show, and I need to move on and do some other stuff. I didn't set up the normal recording rig. No time for that. Who's got time for that? I don't. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks.